Hey guys, for writing today, I'm going to do yesterday's writing, which is to make a list of how I can be a good friend. And what I went ahead and did was I wrote the sentence or the question, how can I be a good friend? And then I went ahead and put 5 dots because I'm going to think of 5 ideas, 5 things I can do to be a good friend. Now, when we make a list, we don't have to write in complete sentences, so I'm not going to begin with an uppercase letter. This time, I'm not going to end with punctuation. I'm just going to write ideas down. All right, so how can I be a good friend? Well, I can be a good friend by sharing. So that is the first word that I'm going to write. I'm going to write share. So I guess, how can I be a good friend? By sharing. All right, that by sharing. All right, the word I'm going to begin with is by. B, b. I hear a B. B, I. And then an I. By. Now, I still do want to leave space if I have multiple words or more than one word. So I'm going to put my next word here, sharing. I hear a digraph. I hear SH. Sh, eh, eh. I hear an sound, so I'm going to write down an E. Sh, I hear an and I know R makes that sound. Sharing. Ing. I have talked about that before. Remember, that's a really, really challenging part of a word sometimes you might hear, and Mrs. Adams told you it was for like a second or a third grader to learn, but I think you guys can remember. Ing is made by what 3 letters? I, N, G. Okay, so I have by sharing. So how can I be a good friend? By sharing. Okay. The next thing I'm going to write is, you know what, by saying nice things. Okay. I'm going to write by saying nice things. All right. The first word I'm going to write is by again. I'm just going to copy it from my first one. By saying, say. Say starts with an S. Say. Say. Hear a Y. Now listen. Say ing. I hear that ing. I-N-G. So I'm going to write I-N-G. By saying nice. I-S. Going to leave space. I hear an sound, so I'm going to write down an N. I hear an I saying its name. I-S. Then I hear an S sound saying S. By saying nice things. Now listen carefully. At the beginning, I hear consonant digraph, the same one that you would hear at the beginning of the. Listen, TH. Now guess what? Listen carefully again. Ing. Thing. I hear ing again. Ing. This is something that pops up in a lot of words. That's why I wanted to teach it to you all. Ing. I hear ing. So I'm going to write that. I hear that ing pattern. Thing. By saying nice things, and at the end I need an S. All right, so how can I be a good friend? By sharing, by saying nice things, okay? Helping. I'm going to write helping. And I'll go ahead, since I started my other 2 with by, I will continue to do that. B-I. By help. At the beginning of help, I hear the sound. So I'm going to write down an H. I hear an E. hear an ul sound. Up. I hear the p sound. Now listen. Help-ing. I hear ing again. I-N-G. See, I told you guys this is an important part of a word. Once you know that, you can spell a lot of things. All right, how can I be a good friend? By sharing, by saying nice things, by helping. I can be a good friend by, how about being respectful? Being respectful is really important in being a good friend. So I'm going to write being, or I'm going to first write by being respectful. So I need to write B-I for by. By being, I hear a B, E. I hear an E. By being, I hear ing, I-N-G. By being respectful, respectful, I hear an sound, so I'm going to write an R. E. I hear E. S. I hear a P. Respect. I hear, you could probably hear the k sound and know it's either a C or a K. Respect. I hear T. Respectful. Now, this is where what I've talked about before, where this comes in, thinking about the words that you know how to spell and using that for words that you don't know how to spell. So full is actually one of our kindergarten sight words. And to spell full, it's F-U-L-L. Okay? Now, that is not the correct spelling for respectful, and that is okay. Remember, it's fine to get words incorrect. We're just going to use what we know about letters and sounds and use that to write our words. And I would be able to tell that that says respectful if you brought me your paper with that. All right, how can I be a good friend? By sharing, by saying nice things, by helping, by being respectful. You know what? I think being a good friend sometimes involves being funny, having fun, okay? So something that I like to do with my friends, I like to joke around and have fun with them. And that's one of the qualities that I like to have in a friend also. So I'm going to write by being funny. And I'm going to write by, B-I. And I'll talk about that word in a minute. By. Being, we've already written being before, so I'm just going to copy that. B-E-I-N-G. By being funny. F-A-N-E. I actually hear one of our word study words in the word funny. I hear the word fun. Do you guys remember how to spell fun? F-U-N. Fun. Fun. E. I hear an E saying its name, so I'm going to write that there. All right, so how can I be a good friend? I can be a good friend by sharing, okay? By saying nice things, by helping, by being respectful, and by being funny. And there's a time and a place for funny. Sometimes you've got to be serious, but you know, it is fun to be silly sometimes. All right, so for this first one, I wrote the word by how I heard it. But another way that you could think about writing that word is to think about the word my. The word my is one of our sight words, and my is spelled M-Y. And that is how by is spelled also. So by is actually B-Y. So I'm going to fix that for each one. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and write the correct spelling for some of these words. And we know it's okay to not get everything spelled correctly. Just write how you hear it by being respectful. I told you respectful wasn't spelled all the way correct. It only has one L on the end. But again, if you put 2 L's, I would have been so proud of you. And by being funny. All right, so how would you be a good friend, or what would you like to see in a good friend? Make a list of those words if you haven't already. I know this was yesterday, so most of you have probably already done this. But compare your list to mine, and we'll see if we came up with some of the same things. All right, guys, bye.